Okay, going live.
What's up, everybody? I can see we're live on Facey. Let's refresh the YouTube page.
Yeah, we're
And
up
we
on
are
YouTube as
live
well.
on YouTube. What's up, everybody? Today we're talking about the weight loss conundrum. We're going to be talking about the most recent research on dieting for weight loss and a couple of key hints and tips that you really need to think about if you are wanting to improve your body composition. Before we do, in case we haven't met, my name is Yanni Burmeister. To my left is the better looking head coach of Unity Gym and the Unified Movement System, Richard Lillies, aka Richie the Rig. And we are, of course, Unity Gym and the Unified Movement System, where we teach driven people how to become strong, flexible, fit athletes. Now, this discussion comes off the back of recently republishing our we call it the Nutrition Academy, which we provide for our 12-month athletic transformation tribe, and also our peak performance diet, which is a fragment of the Nutrition Academy. And it's a beast of a document. The Nutrition Academy is a 74-page course that our guys work through. It's a progressive nutrition intervention. It's not a diet per se. It's just designed to inform people on what they need to do. I don't believe there is a one size fits all diet solution. What I do know is that there are a number of key sort of facts about diet that you have to get right, otherwise you'll struggle. And then from there, you can kind of create a hybrid intervention that suits your lifestyle and the way that you like to eat. For me, it's time restricted eating and intermittent fasting. That works well for me, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you. But anyway, and Richie's actually different. Richie eats differently to me, and we can go into that and find out how, because he certainly maintains a 24/7, 365-day rig, and that's what it's all about. You know, we don't encourage yo-yoing. We don't actually have what you call bulking phases and cutting phases. I certainly every once in a while have a cutting phase because I accidentally bulk. but that would usually just mean a little bit of additional cardio, and I clean up what I'm eating, and reduce my alcohol consumption. Just give me a sec, Richie. If you want to just continue on, I've got to just let my son in. He's buzzing the doorbell. Timing couldn't
Cool.
have been more perfect.
Cool. I think today we're talking about what's known as the weight loss conundrum. It's an article that Tony Battaglio wrote, and it's about basically a few facts around weight loss. What are the mistakes people or sort of miss? What There's a bit of misinformation about it, but there's also like a bit of incorrect beliefs around how you should diet and how you should structure your macros and everything. And ultimately, what the best solution is for people wanting to go on like a weight loss routine. It's really interesting, and we are going to dive into that as soon as Yanni gets back. If you guys haven't, if you don't know who Tony Battaglio is, you should definitely go check him out. Battaglio Fitness Institute, I think, is .com.au is his website. You'll find him on social media as Tony Battaglio. He's someone that me, Rad, and Yanni have gone to train with, work with, learn from for quite a while. He's like the trainer of trainers, and he's like the godfather of information when it comes to weight loss, strength training,
Keep the
and he's been in
volume
the
down for
industry
me,
for
okay? And I'll
decades.
help you in a sec. You go find it. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
So, Yanni, I just gave him a brief overview of what we'll be talking about today based off of Tony's article that he wrote called The Weight
Yep.
Loss Conundrum. And I just gave them a brief overview of, who Tony Battaglio is and why we really highly regard his information and knowledge. Yeah.
Absolutely. Tony, if Richie didn't say it, he was probably the most prolific mentor for me over many years, partially because we went to the same high school. He was 4 or 5 years above me in high school. And when I went into a different career of engineering, he went into personal training straight away, did sports exercise science at university, and then did his PhD in the metabolic syndrome. And so for those of you who don't know, that's essentially studying why people become overweight and obese and how to fix it. He specializes in this stuff, and he is an absolute gem of a human in relation to the fact that he dedicates so much of his life to solving this problem, and he's a very, very smart intellect. And so when Tony speaks, and we're fortunate enough to have him a number of times on our podcast, the Sound of Movement podcast this year, so look out for those episodes. And when he speaks about anything really about health and fitness and nutrition and weight loss, you listen, because he knows what he's talking about. I've never met someone who is more up to date with current research than Dr. Tony Battaji. And he is a couple of years back, he created a nutrition intervention that he calls the deficit day diet, which we adopted for our weight loss clients very successfully. And the reason why it's so successful is because of what we're going to talk about today, which is that prolonged. We know there's a few facts of life, and this is what I talked about. The key things, the elements you have to get right in any diet if you want to maintain or manage your weight or improve body composition. The very first one we know is that you have to create a negative calorie balance to lose weight, meaning you have to your body has to burn more calories, which are the fuel that we use to energize our body. We have to burn more fuel than we consume, thus creating a negative energy balance. We have to run the tank dry, essentially, and tap into what our body has stored in our fat cells. But we also know that if we go into prolonged energy deficit for too long, our body starts to slow our metabolic system down to maintain the energy that we've got. And so this is what Tony refers to as the weight loss conundrum. The very thing we have to do to lose weight actually causes us to lose weight slower, because our bodies are very smart, and we're not designed to be in excess surplus energy all the time. We're actually designed to be able to operate in a negative energy balance very effectively. And the way our body has evolved to do that over the last 10,000 or so years is to really slow down our metabolism, our metabolic system, when we're in deficit, so that we can still maintain the basic functions of muscle contraction, brain function, things like that. And what actually happens, and it's even more of a problem for females, is that because we start to eliminate systems in the body that aren't absolutely necessary to sustain life. And one of the very first things for a woman that gets shut off when we're in prolonged calorie deficit is the reproductive system. And so you hear about stories all the time of female fitness models and female athletes who are often in caloric deficit for prolonged periods of time, finding it difficult over their career to fall pregnant and reproduce, because their system gets thrown out of whack so severely because it's getting shut off and sort of told that it's not needed. So that's just one example of how we do this. So what Tony's sort of spent a lot of time trying to figure out is, how do we solve this weight loss conundrum? If we know that we need to go into caloric deficit to produce an environment where the body taps into stored energy, but if we do that too heavily, then we slow down the weight loss and we affect the metabolic system in such a way that we tend to gain weight really efficiently. So the moment we go into a surplus, whether it be accidental or on purpose, we quickly gain all the weight back that we've lost, all the fat back that we've lost. And we also, to throw in one more thing, the more we do that, the more resilient our body becomes to losing weight. So the more we exercise that loop, the weight loss conundrum, the more resilient our body becomes to losing weight. And this in and of itself creates this cycle of people who are trying to lose weight, it gets harder and harder and harder over a lifetime to lose weight, which is why so few people ever succeed in really altering their body composition permanently, you know. And so what Tony's found is that, and a lot of research through his own research and looking at the metadata and looking at a lot of the most current research, we now really do know that the optimal way to do this is through cycling, being in caloric deficit, neutral calories, and a little bit of calorie surplus. So to put it more exactly, we have what he refers to as a deficit day, which is a low calorie day where we're doing the work we want to lose weight, followed by a neutral day, or even and then even every several days we have a slight positive energy balance day, which might be called a what did you say before, Richie, that Lane Norton calls it? A diet break.
Diet breaks. Yeah, diet breaks is when
A
basically
diet
you
break, yeah.
return back to either maintenance or surplus in calories.
And so what that's doing is it's essentially confusing the body. It's telling the body, don't worry, I'm not doing this excessively. We don't have to slow my metabolism down. This is something that I'm managing, and the body doesn't go into that sort of defensive. You know, I'll hold the little parentheses up. Defensive mode where it freaks out and wants to slow your metabolism down and you know, trigger this loop, this weight loss conundrum.
Kind of makes sense though. Like when you think about how we used to hunt, you know, thousands of years ago, like we would probably go through periods where we were in a caloric deficit for, you know, a few days, and then you know after we like got a kill, hunted, brought a lot of meat back, go through this sort of caloric surplus and maintenance phase. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We got some We got some good comments in the comments section over here. I haven't actually had a look at it there yet, but big shout out to Jody on the Movement Mastermind group on Facebook. Guys, if you're on YouTube and you've never interacted with us on Facebook, that's where it's happening, because over on Facey in the free UMS Movement Mastermind Facebook group, there's a link in the description of this video. We interact on a higher level because the guys can post videos. And if they ever have a problem with a movement or exercise or an issue in their body, we can have a look and we can cue technique and things like that. So I'd urge everyone on YouTube who hasn't already, jump over and join the Movement Mastermind Facebook group. Let's just have a quick look at the comments here. So you know, just as I'm reading over these, what I want you guys to finish with, and we're gonna continue this discussion this week because it's a really good topic, and it's something that I think that everyone should understand, particularly if, you know, this time of year, at the start of the year, there's often a lot of people who are wanting to alter body composition. I've just done it myself. I've just lost about 7 kilos of fat since December and gained a kilo or two of lean muscle. I'm feeling great. Like when you understand this stuff, you can alter body composition quite easily. You know, it becomes something that you can just kick into gear quite easily, and it's not a mystery anymore. You know. Let's have a look at these comments. But I really want you to understand, you cannot stay in prolonged caloric deficit for too long. You have to alternate between calorie deficit days, neutral energy balance days, and even the odd surplus day here and there. And if you're really unsure of this, I urge you guys, the first step, the next step is for most of you to get over to the Movement Mastermind, where you can sort of ask questions like that. Everyone in that group gets an opportunity to work with us for 5 days, completely complimentary in our 5-day flexibility challenge. And we really go deep into the concepts that we use in our program, and give you guys a crash course to get a breakthrough. And I would urge you all to dive over and get into that. Let's have a look at some of these comments. Matthew Smith, undercover. Hello, I've been training for the past year, but I haven't seen much progress. I do all the things required to turn on mine, especially given them
Let's skip that
surprise
comment.
blows. Okay. What the hell?
I
That is
thought
just
I got rid
weird.
of that. Yeah. Anyway, continue on.
Okay. John Smith, wow, did you shave your head? I always shave my head. I've been shaving my head for years. John. I'm currently on a low calorie diet, have been on it off and on for about a year and a half. I've lost a total of 65 pounds. Wow, that's a lot of weight to lose, brother. Well done. Throughout a long period, I have personally experienced what you're referencing here. The more weight I lost, the lower I had to go on calories and the higher I had to up my cardio. It would make me snap into dropping the diet for a while and I'd gain weight. Then I'd have to begin the low calorie diet all over again to lose the new weight. I have lost over 100, and Hope, I've lost over 100 pounds 3 times. You are singing my opera. Well done, both of you. Now, I want to give both of you something really important to think about, which is the addition of strength training, resistance training to upregulate metabolic function. When you're losing weight by a caloric deficit and cardio alone and not stimulating the muscles to maintain, unfortunately, the weight that we lose is usually not discriminatory. Our body gets rid of both muscle mass and weight mass. One of the very few benefits to being overweight is that your body carries around a heavier object, and that stimulates muscle tissue. You know, anyone who disagrees with me, who's lean, put on a 20-kilo weight vest. I do this all the time, and go for a run. See how you feel after a couple of kilometers. It's astonishing how much like 40 pounds of weight will alter how much you can run or walk or chin up or do all the things that you grow accustomed to doing. So when you're overweight, you're maintaining a bit more muscle tissue. When you start to lose that weight, the body starts to also strip off the muscle tissue that it no longer needs. Downside to that is that muscle tissue regulates metabolic function, so your metabolism drops and you rebound much easier. So what I would urge both of you guys to do is start a weight loss, a resistance training program if you haven't already, and make sure that you're giving your muscles a reason to hang around. You're giving your muscles a reason to maintain and even gain muscle, because whether we want it or not, it's directly associated with life expectancy, how much muscle you maintain, and it's very, very important. Guys, we have to jump off this call and jump into our peak performance coaching group now. We will continue this discussion tomorrow. If you liked this topic, smash the like button and leave a comment letting us know, and we'll keep it going all week if you guys see value in it. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Go the Rams today. Super Bowl Sunday. It's Monday in Australia, but I will certainly be tuning in and watching. I love NFL. Anyway, see you guys soon. Take care.
There you guys.